गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So we saw how the that we should perform karma without doership, and why we should perform karma without doership? To purify, and with this recognition that there is no connection between Atma Gyan and karma. Atma Gyan and karma are totally opposite ends of a scale. Karma cannot enter into Atma Gyan, and from Atma Gyan point of view or disposition, there is no karma possible, because Atma Gyan is all that there is. And in this way, when a seeker with this preparation, when he reaches the Guru Maharaj, and how does he reach? Samit Pani Shrotre Brahmanishtam. He goes according to tradition, and there, by going there, the Guru Maharaj then helps us to identify with the totality, and only then we will be able to give up the individuality. If we think that we are going to give up the individuality by our sadhana, by my thinking, by my surrender, someone is खजूर के पेड़ पे कोई चढ़ा रहा है. Someone is making you climb a tree. As long as this my sadhana, I will surrender, I will surrender, you are knocking on the wrong door. Only through Shravanam, when the words of the teacher fall on your ear, and they become the prompters of, because you are contemplating, they are indicating. Vidhivat, it was told in the previous verse, Vidhivat. कहाँ गया verse? यहाँ पे नहीं है. कहाँ गया? हाँ, in the bhashya, sorry, not in the satam gurum vidhivad upasannah prasadya pruched aksharam purusham satyam. This is what vidhivad. Vidhivad means according to the tradition, and that tradition, we have not brought about any change in that tradition because of our whims and fancies. We follow it to the T, and thus the student goes to the teacher according to tradition and asks him about the akshara tattva, and this is what the student has to do. And now what the Guru has to do is said in our next shloka, and in the 13th shloka, repeat after me. Tasmai sa vidvan upasannaya samyak Tasmai sa vidvanupasannaya samyak prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya yenaksharam purusham veda satyam yenaksharam purusham veda satyam प्रोवाचतां तत्त्वतो ब्रह्मविद्यां प्रोवाचतां तत्त्वतो ब्रह्मविद्याम् टुगेदर तस्मै स विद्वान् उपसन्नाय सम्यक् प्रशान्तचित्ताय शमान्विताय येनाक्षरं पुरुषं वेद सत्यं प्रोवाचतां तत्त्वतो ब्रह्मविद्याम्. So that Guru Maharaj then to the student who has come in front of him, close to him, and whose mind is prashanta chitta, whose mind has become calm and who has worked on himself to be prashanta, undisturbed, non-reactionary, chitta, the mind, and also his senses are under his control, and to such a student the yenaksharam purusha veda satyam provachatam tattvato brahma vidyam, to such a student the tattva, brahma vidya, that essence, the instruction on the essence which is called as brahma vidya, he does, and that truth, as a result, that truth, that akshara purusha is gained or known or discovered or revealed to him, whichever way we put it. So now the bhashya. Tasmai sa vidwan gurur brahmavid upasannaya gataya samyak yatha shastramiti etata प्रशांत चित्ताय उपर तदर्पादि दोषाय शमान्विताय बाह्येन्द्रियः उपरमेण च युक्ताय सर्वतः विरक्ताय इति एतत्. So here he says, to that तस्मै स विद्वान गurur brahmavid upasannaya upagataya. So to that student, the Guru Maharaj, and what is the Guru? We saw that before. He is Shrotriya Brahmanist, to that knower of Brahman, such a Guru. He addresses the student who has come near him according to the tradition, and what do you mean by tradition? That he is free from arrogance and other such faults, and samyak yatha shastram iti etata. So he has come according to tradition, and his samyak means he's in poise, and he is sincere, and also he is hungry to know the truth. Chalo bhai, because I read somewhere we have to come to know the truth. Chalo Swamiji, we go to one's Mahatma and we ask, please tell us, instruct us in the truth. Let me see what it is all about. Actually, I am from the Madhva tradition. Actually, I am from a Vaishnava tradition. But I am interested to know what is the approach of the Vedantic tradition. To such a student, the teacher will kick him out or be indifferent. You are not here to compare. Either you have worked it out all on yourself, in yourself, that this is the highest, this is the only way. And when we are hungry, when we are thirsty, when we are jigyasa, when there is a deep urge to know the truth, only then the Guru tells you. Otherwise, he will make you, what he will do? He'll give you a mantra and go chant. Then he'll say, read this book. And that is also okay. If you are not ready, you are not prepared, then whatever has to be said, whatever will help you, that is the instruction that the teacher will give, the Guru Maharaj will give. So, prashanta chittaya upara tadarpadi doshaya shamanvitaya. So here he says that such a student is free from pride of arrogance. He is the one who has shamanvitaya. He who has shama, dhamma, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhan. Samadhan means he is content with his life. And contentment doesn't come because we have $1 million in our account, because we have so many properties, because we have been a good parent, but now the children are well settled. This is not going to bring some temporary contentment, it will, no doubt. But true contentment will come only when our senses are under our control. Then the next level, the mind is not willing of its own accord because of understanding. The mind is not willing to leak out of the senses into the world. Shamanvitaya. This leads to the stage called pratyahar, where you are living in the world but you are not of the world. Your senses are open but the mind is not ready to go out and engage with the world. And this is not out of force. We saw that in the previous verse. It is through wisdom, through understanding, through correct assessment, through correct re-evaluation. See, bahyendriya uparamena cha yuktaya sarvataha viraktayet iti etata. So the student with understanding has to control his senses, why it is important to control the senses, why it is important to not allow the mind to leak from the senses, and what was the result of control of Shama and Dhamma? That such a seeker becomes fully dispassionate and free from desires and the hijacking of the senses, free from hijacking of the senses. And therefore, such a seeker, because of this vairagya that has been cultivated within him through wisdom, through understanding, he is not lost in the world. See? This is the disposition that we have to cultivate. This doesn't happen in one day. It can, but don't wait for it. It is every moment of your existence. We have to work towards it. Yena vijnanena yaya vidyaya paraya aksharam adreshyadi visheshanam tadeva aksharam tad eva aksharam purusha shabdavachyam purnatvat purushayanatcha satyam tadeva paramartha swabhavyad aksharam chaksharanad akshatvad akshayatvacha ved vijanati tam brahma vidyam tattvataha yathavat provacha prabruyad iti artha. So what does he say here? He says yena vijnanena yada vidyaya. So now this world is going to be explained now, and by that vidya, that is paravidya, and the akshara tattva which was indicated, that is the purusha, which is, and what is this purusha, the akshara tattva? It is that principle, it is that essence of ours which is complete in all ways. There is nothing lacking in it. And also it is available all the time, everywhere. Where everywhere? Immediately when we say all the time, past, present, future. Nobody thinks now. Only past, present, future. Where we start looking outside, beyond the space in India, in a ashram, in that cave where Babaji meditated. That cave is this body. In this cave, in this body, it is available. You don't have to run anywhere. And this is the truth. If there is no body, you cannot do sadhana. You cannot do any practices. You cannot come to realize. So here it was told, Tadeva Paramartha Swabhavyad Aksharam. So, what is the nature of akshara? Why this akshara? Why this tattva is called akshara? That is being told, and here three words are given. What are they? Akshara, aksharanad, akshatvat, and akshayatvat. These three words are taken here, and what do they mean? The first is akshara, means that which doesn't fall or doesn't reduce. I told this in the beginning only. So that which does not fall or does not reduce is called akshara. What does akshatatvat? What is that word? Akshatatvat. Akshatatvat means that which cannot be wounded. It cannot be hurt. I did so much for you and you didn't do anything for me. I am so hurt. Gaya kaam se. Emotional blackmail started. Or we fall down, or we have a twisted ankle or a knee pain or whatever, and you make a mountain out of a molehill. From a small thing, oh my God, what happened? I don't know. Oh, this should not happen. I have to go to Kailash. Now what will happen? Blah, 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 blah. And you have created such a racket in your mind. You have reacted to the situation with such intensity. The mind says, oh, I'm getting attention here. I think I should do it again. Because whatever you give attention to, that is what will get repeated in your life. That is the rule. So, what is akshara tattva? That is which is our essence. It cannot be wounded. So first was, it does not fall, it does not reduce. Your body is continuously reducing. Now the muscle mass, as we are getting older, muscle mass is becoming less and less. That which does not fall, the hair is falling every day, one bunch coming out. Every time I do this, 3-4 pieces come and they fall off. See? That which cannot be wounded, emotionally we are secure. When we think we are the mind, then we can be wounded. When we take ourselves to be the tattva, the essence, the irreducible, then there is no question of being hurt or being wounded. And the third word, akshayatvat, means that it is immune to destruction. And what does immune to destruction mean? Just like the body, birth, growth, disease, decay, death, everything that comes into existence has a expiry date. It comes with an expiry date, including our bodies. But what is this akshara tattva? That is my essential nature. It is that which can never be destroyed. That is immortality. Therefore, this akshara tattva is immortal. And the purpose of human birth, as I keep saying it, is not to indulge in the world. It is to recognize that we are the immortal one. And this is the methodology. In every Upanishad, a different approach is taken. And yet here, we have seen the play of the karma, what is its limitations, and now we are slowly, from the next chapter onwards, we will be entering into the highest knowledge. So first was told the apara Vidya, which is nothing but this creation. Creation comes, creation stays, creation goes. But Paravidya, that which never is born, therefore there is no question of its going. Then what is it? It is that akshara. Here the scriptures have given it the name akshara. अक्षत त्वाद स्वाभाव्याद अक्षरम च अक्षरणाद अक्षतत्वाद अक्षयत्वाद वेद विजानाति ताम ब्रह्म विद्याम तत्वतः यथावत प्रोवाच प्रब्रूयाद इति अर्थः. So here it says that tam brahma vidyam, that brahma vidya should be taught to the sincere student who has come in the proper manner, with that urgency, with that control of the senses, with that dispassion and vairagya towards the world or the creation. आचार्य स्याप्ययम् नियमः यन्न्याय प्राप्त सत्शिष्य निस्तारणम् avidya mahodadehe. Here he says that this is obligatory. What is obligatory? Or for whom it is obligatory? Not to the student, to the acharya. The student has done his job. But when such a student approaches a teacher and comes in front of him with that type of disposition that was told before, it is obligatory on the part of the Guru Maharaj, if he is approached in a proper way, Samit Pani Shrotriya, and with that urgency, etc., and that teacher should not ask anything from such a student and help him come out of the ocean of ignorance. Mahodadehe, that is the ocean. Avidya Mahodadehe, ocean of avidya, ignorance. Mahodadehe, ocean. Yanyaya prapta sat shishya nistaranam. It is his obligation to help such a student to come out. When with that, iti atharva vediyam वेदीय mundakopanishad bhashye prathama mundake dvitiya khandaha. With that, samaptamidam prathama mundakam. So the first chapter in the Atharva Ved, the Mundaka Upanishad, which is found in the Atharva Ved, and the Upanishad Bhashya given by Adi Shankaracharya, that is not written here, but the Upanishad Bhashya of the Prathama Mundaka Dvitiya Khanda comes to a conclusion. Now we enter into the Dvitiya Mundaka. So we saw in the first Mundaka there were two chapters, two Khanda. Prathama Khanda, Dvitiya Khanda. Now in the Dvitiya Mundaka, the first chapter is beginning. Dvitiya Mundaka Prathama Khanda Aparavidyayaha sarvam karyam uktam. Till now, the teacher is telling that till now, in the first mundak, which includes both the chapters, Aparavidya was told, and that is sansar. Sacha sansaraha yat saraha yasman mulad aksharat sambhavati yasminscha praliyate tadaksharam purushakyam satyam. And now what is being told is what is the essence of that sansar. See, what is the essence of that sansar from whom everything has come out and everything is existing, maintained, and everything goes back to or gets absorbed. And here it is told that yan mulad aksharad sambhavati yasminscha praliyate tad aksharam purushakyam satyam. And that is the truth, and that truth is that from which everything comes out, stays and goes away. Praliyate gets absorbed or becomes unmanifest into its source. That is called as tad aksharam. That is called as akshara. So the essence of the whole creation, of the whole samsar, is this akshara tattva. And what is this akshara tattva? It is the supreme person, purusham. It is the first, that's the word. And satyam, and it is the truth. Yasmin vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati tat parasya brahma vidyaya vishayah savaktavya iti uttaraha grantah arabhyate. So, this now, what is this akshara tattva? Yasmin vijñāte, to know that akshara tattva, sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. And to know that akshara tattva, what is that akshara tattva needs to be told. So therefore, vaktavya, savaktavya. Vaktavya means it needs to be told. It is worthy of telling. The topic of questions, when we approach a teacher, when we don't have dispassion, then we want to ask questions. Have dispassion, no questions. Teacher comes to know. Guru Maharaj comes to know. So it is worthy of telling, sarvamidam vigyatan, by everyone. कहाँ गया? हाँ, तत्परस्या ब्रह्म विद्या विषय सवक्तव्य. Immediate tatpara, without wasting any time. That topic of Brahma Vidya, which is worthy of telling, that is now being enumerated, told. So an example is taken how creation has come out of that akshara tattva, and an example along with that to as a simile. So repeat after me. Tadetat satyam yata sudiptat pavakat visvullingaha. Tadetat satyam yata sudiptat pavakat visvullingaha. Sahasrasha prabhavante sarupaha. Sahasrasha prabhavante sarupaha. Tathakshara dvividha somya bhavaha. तथाक्षरा द्विविधा सौम्य भावाः प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैवापि यन्ति प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैवापि यन्ति. Together. तदेतत् सत्यं यथा सुदीप्तात् पावकात् विस्फुल्लिङ्गाः सहस्रशः प्रभवन्ते स्वरूपाः तथाक्षराद् विविधा सौम्य भावाः प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैवापि यन्ति. So it was told, this akshara brahma tadetat satyam, this akshara brahma, this akshara tattva is the truth. And the example that is taken is just like when a big conflagration of fire and is burning, and out of it many sparks come out, and then and those sparks of fire which are coming out of that big conflagration of fire are also nothing but fire. Or same way, this out of this akshara tattva, everything has appeared out of it, and what has appeared out of it, just like those sparks of fire are nothing but fire, similarly everything that has come out of akshara tattva, in other words, the variety, multiplicity of creation is nothing but that reality, but is nothing but that akshara tattva alone. And eventually, just like everything that comes out, and then those sparks come out and then again go back to the fire alone. Similarly, the whole creation comes out of this purusha, this akshara tattva, akshara purusha, and again goes back to it. Now, the Bhashya of Adi Shankaracharya. You will think, Are yaar, that's all that verse means. Yeah, we understood. But when we see the Bhashya, you see the depth of analysis that the Adi Shankaracharya has done for our benefit, so that it gets impressed on our mind again and again and again and again. हम भी ढीठ हैं. We are also stubborn. The more we listen, the more we become stubborn. I will not understand. And we still go back to the same old way of functioning in the world. When we are by ourselves, we go back to the old way. Whatever is the default, what is my mother, my father, my children, my grandchildren, my income, how much I have left, how much. Yesterday, one person, Swamiji, I just checked my superannuation and my superannuation has become less by $1,000. मैंने कहा तीर मार लिया यार. I don't have a superannuation. And he was getting disturbed that $1,000 of superannuation has gone out of his account. Why is it happening? I said, do you ask the question why you are getting old? Everything that you create has to go out of creation. So money is also going. How much is the superannuation? Not much. But 1,000. That is big. By default, we keep going back and talk wise to others. Yada apara vidya vishayam karma phala lakshanam satyam tadapekshikam. See, in the previous verse also, it was told, what was told? Yena aksharam purusham veda satyam, in the 13th verse. So there it was told that this akshara is the truth, and so also here again it is said tadetat satyam. The same thing is said again. What and idam tu paravidya vishayam paramartha lakshanatvat. See, whatever we gain through karma is also satya, relative satya. And what is said now is also satya. When we see satya means the truth. When we see the truth in and through everything, only then we can have correct vision. This is the transformation of vision that we are working towards. Tadetat satyam yatha bhutam vidya vishayam avidya vishayatvat chandrutam itarata. And therefore, See? So, truth alone is truth. Nothing can exist outside of the Satya, the truth. There can be no addition or no subtraction. And whatever is said in the Karma Kand, in the karma, what we saw in the previous chapter, when we accept that also as the truth, then our life will become seamless. Then our life will become beautiful. But if we say that initially we said that what the truth, Atma Gyan and Karma, they are two opposites. That is that for whom is the Atma Gyan? For the individual. For whom is Karma? For the individual. But now we are coming to akshara tattva. So there when we are talking about creation, in creation we have, should I do karma, should I do japa, should I do study the Upanishads, should I do meditation and samadhi abhyas? Do. To take that worm out of your head, to take that virus out of your head, all that was told. But now in this second mundaka, our attention is not on aparavidya, is not on creation. Our attention is on the essence. And what is its take? What does it see? What does it look when it looks out? Does it see the creation? Does it see the variety? Does it see the differences? Does it have a sense of otherness? Who? The Purusha Tattva, the truth, the Akshara Tattva, all meaning the same. So, how this world is created out of this Akshara Tattva is being told in this mantra. See, we have to understand that when a student approaches a teacher, a Guru Maharaj, inquires from a Guru Maharaj and asks, what is that due to which everything is? What is the source of everything? That's why the student has come. And the teacher says that there are two things, aparavidya and paravidya. And aparavidya is for rejection and paravidya is for acceptance. You have to accept the paravidya, the akshara tattva, and aparavidya, the creation, the differences, the multiplicity has to be rejected. And all this rejection and acceptance must take place through knowledge. Only then wisdom will come, not through forceful pranayam or yoga or some tratak and all that stuff. Then from where does the sansar come, stays and exists, and goes back? It comes from the Purusha. And when we come to know the Purusha, then everything we come to know. Then we don't have to go to know I have to do some sadhana to know the past and my past lives. I have to do the sadhana to know the future. I have to do sadhana to know what other people are thinking. I don't know when I'm going to die. I don't know where the heaven is. I don't know if there are other universes or not. I don't know how. I don't know. Everything is I don't know, and you keep doing one or the other sadhana, exercises, tapasya, and try to collect the knowledge from finite knowledge. Collection of infinite knowledge from finite sources will lead to finite knowledge only. See? So when we interact with this world, We go to various pilgrimages, we read various scriptures, we go to various Guru Maharajas, we do. Today the breeze is blowing towards Kriya Yoga, tomorrow the breeze is blowing towards Japa Yoga, then another day, a few years pass by, then the breeze is going towards Panchagni Yagya. Then another one, then standing on one leg, then another one Vedanta, then another this. Are yaar. Don't become a yo-yo. Don't become a yo-yo. Be very clear. We have approached the Guru by reassessing, reevaluating the world. There is intense, tivra dispassion, vairagya within, and we want to know from where this whole creation is. What is that due to which everything is in this creation? What is that source? What is that one? Because if I pursue the world, there is no end to information. There is no end to knowledge. When I come to the Upanishads or Vedas, one Upanishad after second Upanishad, then the third Upanishad, there are 108 Upanishads. Swamiji, by the time I go through, I will be dead. Time will be over. Expiry date is approaching. So how do I want to go to the source. I want to know it now. I want to be immortal. I don't want to die. I don't want to go out of existence. This is there in the mind of everyone, whether you accept it or you don't accept it. And when our attention is on that Purusha, the Satya, the truth, the Akshara Tattva, when that becomes our subject matter of knowledge and we want to know it, that is called as Brahma Vidya, not the script. Looking at the world, inquiring about the world is not Brahma Vidya. When we are attentive towards that conscious principle, which is the constant, which is unchanging, which is ever, that is the subject matter of Brahma Vidya. So, yat paravidya vishayam karma phala lakshanam satyam tadopekshikam idam tu paravidya vishayam paramartha salakshanam lakshanatvat. See, where there is karma, there is doer, doing and done. Triputi is there. You know this thoroughly now. But doer, doing and done, the Triputi cannot appear, cannot express without the source. A dead man does not have a Triputi. See? So it is dependent on the truth. The creation is dependent on the truth, the maintenance is dependent on the truth, and the absorption is also dependent on truth. So this Triputi of doer, doing, done, knower, knowing, known, experiencer, experience, experiencing, all these Triputis, subject, object and instrument of knowledge, yes, they are the truth, but they are dependent on the truth and also at the same time. Now be very attentive. And also at the same time not dependent on the truth. Just like reflection in the mirror is dependent on the original face. So the Triputi or the reflection is dependent on the original face, not dependent on the reality, on the original. What do you mean by that? I'm asking. Think. What does it mean that the reflection is not dependent on the reality, on the original?
Not dependent on the aham.
On what?
The pure consciousness, that aham.
No. The face is reflecting in the mirror. So first point is the reflected face is dependent on the original face. This is the first point. Second point, that the reflected face is not dependent on the original face. I am asking you to answer me that. Easy one I answered. Difficult one I am asking you. Think how the reflected face is not dependent on the original face.
It does not matter, Swamiji, if it exists or not, because
Very.
in the reflection, it does not
Bolo
matter.
Nagaraj Maharaj ki jai. Why? Because the reflected face is existing in its own absence. See? It appears to be there, but actually there is nothing there. तदेतत् सत्यम यथा भूतं यदा विद्या विषयम अविद्या विषयत्वाच्चानृतम इतरता. Now this truth which is referred as akshara, tadetat satyam, is not relative. We are talking about the akshara tattva now. This akshara tattva is not dependent, it is independent. Triputi is dependent. Mind is dependent on the pure consciousness. See? Wave is dependent on the water, but water is not dependent on the wave. This akshara tattva is not dependent, it is not relative. Then what is it? It is absolute. And this is the truth, and this truth is the subject matter of Brahma Vidya or Paravidya. So before we are talking about the world, now we are talking about something different. We are talking about that Purusha Tattva, that Akshara Tattva. And we told you in the previous verse, what is it? That which does not reduce, that which does not get destroyed. See? So what was the purpose of karma then? The purpose of karma was only chitta shuddhyartham, purification of our heart. What does heart mean here? Not this heart, not this physical heart. Then which heart? Someone tell me, what is the other heart? What is the other heart?
Intellectual heart, Swami.
What do you mean?
The consciousness.
No.
No, the intellect is...
Heart means the inner equipment. What is the inner equipment? Mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. This needs to be purified. This can happen only through karma. Or it is said, even better than karma is by contemplating on the Purusha Tattva. That is also karma, because your mind is thinking about it, you are being attentive about it, isn't it? So in this way, your karma is only for the purification of the heart. And when our heart gets purified, then our actions are not off the cuff reactions. Nowadays on the TV and every debate, what is your reaction? What is your reaction? You see the language, and you go 20, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, They never used to use the word reaction. What is your response? Now it is only reaction. Masala chahiye unko. They want to make it spicy by getting reactions. See? So, only our actions, when our heart is purified, mana buddhi chitta ahankar are purified, are getting sublimated in spite of living in this world, interacting with the world, then we will not react to every stimuli that comes. Instead, we respond, and that and when that response comes out, and as a result, our next karma with that purified heart, meaning that mana buddhi chitta ahankar, is even more purified, even less reaction, and you become acutely aware. First, the reaction is not in the outside world, then the reaction is not at the speech level, then the reaction is not there at the mental level. See? And the level of purification is increasing, and the level of reaction is decreasing. And as a result, when a mind is so purified and a person is still performing actions, is still performing actions, then when that action comes forth from a purified mind, purified heart, meaning there is no ego, because he has got nothing to hold on to as mana buddhi chitta. He has got nothing to hold on to in the mind, he has got nothing to hold on in the intellect, because all concepts are gone. And chitta, no memories. He is not available. Why? Where is he available then? He is available to contemplating on the truth. Who am I? Contemplating on the akshara tattva. Then such a instrument through which action is happening or activity is happening, it is satyam. Realized masters function in this world. They have not become dysfunctional. You go to a Shrotriya Brahmanist, he is also going to teach you. Is he reacting to you? And because he is speaking, because he gets hungry, because he goes to sleep, does it make him less? You can never come to know that he is a Brahmanishta Purusha. Only through hearsay. You got no praman, you got no means by which you can prove that he is a Brahmanist. Unlike today, if someone is having siddhis, someone is walking on fire, someone is standing in the fire pit, someone is able to manifest something, they become gods. Shrotriya Brahmanist is totally different. He is Ramakrishna Paramahans. He is Ramana Maharishi. They are involved in the world, yet not of the world. So, when we are in this world, whatever we need to do, it must be done. We cannot escape from it. It will pursue us. But how do you do it? Not as a reaction, but as a response. Let it be an automatic response. And that response will come, an integrated response will come about only when our inner equipment, mind, intellect, memory, and ego all of them have become sublimated, have become purified. See? Till this realization has not happened. But till this awareness comes that everything is happening by a higher, that everything is happening as an expression of that source, everything is happening by the divine will, including the thought, including dispassion, including going to the teacher, including listening to the teacher, Guru Maharaj. Till then, we have to keep practicing karma. That means whatever is coming in front of us, we have to respond. Prepare yourself in the proper manner. And that response is not only in the outside world, that response is inside the inner world also. We are continuously reacting to what thoughts are appearing in our mind. We are reacting, or we have a set defaults set there. No, be aware, be alert, be vigilant. See? Reaction is a sin. Action is not a sin. If the ego comes in, it will be a reaction. So there is no sin in action, and there is nothing but sin in reaction. So live a life of non-reaction. See, then what? But how do I go through this world without reaction? Don't create likes and dislikes as you go through this world. No raga dvesh. The lesser you divide the world that is coming to you on a moment by moment basis into I like this, I don't like that, I like this, I don't like that, we are dividing, and the more you divide, the more reactions will be there. The less you divide, lesser reactions will be there. The lesser you divide the world into likes and dislikes, the mind will become calm. Mind will be content. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. When we create likes and dislikes, we get attached to what we like, and also we get attached to what we dislike. And where there is attachment, there is desire. I want to get only what I like, I don't want to get what I don't like. And the ladder of fall begins. But when you are not creating the world of likes and dislikes, then the mind becomes calm. No opinions, no attachments. And in such a mind, which is calm, content, quiet, with no likes and dislikes, we inquire into the truth, we inquire into the akshara tattva. And therefore, here it says, Atyanta parokshatvat katham nama pratyakshat Pratyakshavat satyam aksharam pratipadyeranniti drishtantamaha. So the Satya, Veda Satyam, what was told in the previous verse, 13th verse of the previous chapter. So that was the relative truth. The scriptures are relative. They are part of this creation. But now what is being talked about is not the relative. Now what is being talked about is the absolute. And when atyanta parokshatvat katham nama, when the absolute truth is not known to us and we have heard about it from the teacher, question is pratyakshavat satyam aksharam pratipadye he anniti drishtantamaha. Then how we are supposed to know it? How do I come to know it? Pratyaksha, how do I have a direct experience of it? Remember Pratyaksha, Anuman, the Praman, the means, 4 of them. So how do I come, after having heard from the teacher, how are we going to be able to experience it directly? Because our mind is functioning differently. I see this, oh, this is a table. I see this, I see the world, Pratyaksha. I have a direct experience of the world. And I'm used to that. So naturally the question is, how do I experience directly the truth that the teacher is talking about? That akshara tattva, that purusha tattva, that truth, that reality. So, therefore, to establish aksharam pratipadyeranniti drishtantamaha. Drishtanta means an example. So, to answer this question of the student, this conundrum that is going on in his mind, how do I experience it? An example is taken. Yatha sudiptad sushtu diptad idhat pavakad agnehe visfullinga agnyavayavaha sahasrasho anekashaha prabhavante nirgachanti sarupa agnisalakshana eva tathokta lakshanat aksharat vividha nana dehopadhi bhedam anuvidhiyam anatvat vividha he saumya. We'll stop here. Vividha. So here he says, so an example is taken, and that Sudiptat means that which is well lighted, that which is of the like a conflagration of fire which is well lighted. And here it says Yatha Sudiptat Sushtu means well. Diptad Idhat Pavakad Agnehe Visfullingaha. So here it is said, just like a well lighted conflagration of fire, lot of sparks come out of it, and they are also of the nature of fire alone. And similarly, here it says Prabhavan Sahasrasho Nekashaha means thousands of sparks come out of it. Nirgachanti Sarupa Agni Lakshana Eva. Similarly, just like that fire with its sparks, Tathokta Lakshanat Aksharat Vividha Nana Dehopadi Bhedam Anuvidhiyam Anatvat Vividha He Saumya Bhava Jiva Akashadiva Ghatadi Parichinnaha Sushira Bhedaha Ghatadi Upadhi Prabhedam Anubhavanti. So here he says that similarly from the akshara tattva in the upadhi in the form of that spark, and that spark which is coming out of the fire, there is always a piece of material. Maybe it is hot ash, maybe it is wood, which has been when that crackling happens and it has been thrown out and it comes along with the heat. Just like when iron is heated in fire, it becomes a fireball. You can't see the iron, you only see the fireball. Exactly the same way here also, but there the iron and fire are different. So here the fire spark has come out, but it has got some wood, some particle inherent within it, and when it burns out, that particle burns out, it dies, the spark dies. And now, He Saumya Bhava Jiva Akashadiva. So different examples are taken. No example is complete. Remember this. Because examples from the empirical world cannot give you an unempirical answer. We are looking at name and form, and through name and form we want to find an answer which is beyond name and form. It is not possible. But just to impress on the mind of the student how this creation has come out of that akshara tattva, these examples are being taken. And here it says, where are we? Oh dear disciple. And who is this disciple? When the teacher has started speaking, this disciple is very, very alert and vigilant. Remember, he has already cultivated dispassion. He has already re-evaluated his life and the world. Then he has, with that urgency to know the truth, he has approached the teacher. And he understands that there are no answers possible from this creation. No answer possible. And therefore he is alert. Therefore he is poised, vigilant, hanging on to every word, not merely the word, but what is its purport, what it is indicating. So just like it was the wood which brought about the conflagration of fire, and that wood, that fire out of which the sparks came, and those sparks were having some wood in a minuscule part inherent within that spark. Without the wood, fire cannot be possible. Similarly, what is that upadhi? What is that conditioning? Upadhi, conditioning. What is that upadhi through which the akshara tattva expresses? What is that form? The student is still objective in his approach. What is that? Now, you see, a different approach is taken here. What is that upadhi / form, conditioning / conditioning through which this akshara tattva expresses? So fire expressed through wood. Akshara tattva is expressing through what? Now, when student asks this type of question, then a different answer has to be given. Akashadiva ghatadi parichinnaha sushira bhedaha. The teacher changes the tune. He says, just like the the different pot spaces, ghatadi parichinnaha. Different pot spaces are, when you see different pots, there are different pot spaces, but when the pot is destroyed, the space becomes one with the total space. So has space become many pot spaces? Or is it you're calling it pot space because your attention is not on space but on the pot? But on the pot. Same way, see, if this is, suppose, imagine this is a bottle with empty space in it. It is kept here and I move it there. Has the space moved? I'm not talking about water, I'm saying space. Has the space moved? There is space inside also, there is space outside also. You're seeing the object move, but the space remains the same. Exactly the same way, the reality functions through the gross world only as astitva matra. Astitva matra. Here he says, Nana nam arupakrut dehopadhi prabhavam anuprajayante tatra cha eva tasmin eva akshare apiyanti dehopadhi vilayam anuliyante ghatadi vilayam anviva sushira bhedaha. Same way, the reality functioning through the gross world is only astitva matra, is only an appearance. The world is appearance. Astitva as existence. Table is, laptop is, book is, world is, God is. That isness is the astitva matra, the existence principle. So how is that akshara purusha expressing through the whole creation? As existence. As existence. Without existence, no object, space, time, object, nothing can express. Existence has to be there. Therefore we say space is, time is, object is. Past is, present is, future is. Known is, unknown is. Micro is, macro is. Everything is without the is, without the existence principle, we cannot talk about anything. Even these words are. The word is. So only through satta, that is the existence, that the name and form come about. And where is this name and form? Where is the name and form? I am asking.
In the mind, Swamiji.
Huh?
In the mind.
Only in your head. It is not there out there. Just like all the names and forms in the dream are only in your head, in your mind. Similarly, all the names and forms of the creation in this waking world are also only in your mind. And if you are understanding it, then this body is also name and form. It is also a concept of your mind. Oh my God, you are taking away everything from us. That means all responsibility lies with me? Yes, you are only responsible. Nobody else is. Nama Rupa, name and form, is valid only till the mind is existing. Only till the mind is. When the mind is not, there is no name and form, there is no creation. Thoda sa hi baki hai, then we conclude here. So name and form is not the reality, but name and form is only in our mind. So we see the reality in the world. We are seeing the existence in the world, but we are superimposing it with name and form. Now whose fault is it? Reality's fault, God's fault. Our teachers who didn't teach us, their fault. The fault is our minds. We have trained our mind. To give name and form to the whole existence. It is our doing. Don't blame anyone else. When we see the world through the goggles of our mind, then we see only names and forms. This is the error that is going on. And therefore it was told, purify your mind. Meaning inner equipment. Purify. That was the basic requirement. We want to see the oneness. But we are seeing the oneness through name and form. And therefore we divide. This table is different to this laptop, is different to that box, is different to that book, and suffer. So then what is to be done if we want to see the oneness without any divisions? We have to remove the name and form. How do you remove the name and form? We have to remove the mind. We have to go beyond the mind. So, conclusion is that reality is one, but is seen as many because of the names and forms which we have projected and is seen by our mind. Tatra cha eva tasmin eva akshara evaakshare apiyanti dehopadi vilayam anuliyante ghatadi vilayam anviva sushira bhedaha. So when these different upadhis, means different conditionings, meaning different names and forms, are discarded, that is, the name and form of the world and the three bodies of the jiva are discarded. This happens in sleep. But here we are not talking about ignorantly, we are talking about with wisdom, so that means you are awake. Then the reality is revealed. But we have to be awake. We have to be alert. We can't be sleeping. We can't be dozing off. Like we do when we do the japa, we go off to dozing. Therefore, what is the conclusion here? That perception of the world, when we perceive, perception followed by projection. We are seeing reality, but we are projecting name and form. This is called samsara. This is called samsara. Then me versus you, mine, yours, his, hers, all this begins, and And just example taken, Ghatadi Vilaya Manviva Sushira Bhedaha. When the pot is broken, the space becomes one with the total space. Actually, there is no becoming. It is already that space. So this is the pot. When this pot breaks, then the conscious is one with the total conscious, because it always was. Only because of name and form we had created separation. What is the separation? Waking is different to dream is equal to deep, is separate to deep sleep. I am a different person in dream, I am a different person in waking, and I am a different person in sleep. Only your projection. यथा काशस्य सुषिर भेदोत्पत्तिः पत्ति प्रलय निमित्तत्वं घटादि उपाधि कृतमेव तद्वद् अक्षरस्यापि नाम रूप कृत देहोपाधि निमित्तमेव जीव उत्पत्ति प्रलय निमित्तत्वम्. See, so here he says, just as space is considered as pot space and hall space or satsang space, this way we speak, not because space has become pot space, and no, because our attention is on the pot, our attention is on the hall, our attention is on the satsang hall, and so on. So space is not causing these divisions within itself. Space is not causing it. Our mind is causing it by superimposing, by projecting name and form on that space. And why we are projecting? Because we are not seeing space. Because we are not seeing space, we are not comfortable, we want some form. So we are seeing something other than space, and that something other, immediately we give it some quality, some attribute, some name, some form, and so on. So we have to find a solution for this. This is the conundrum. So to overcome this, the intellect which is stuck in this way of approach, then what is to be done? Then you take every event as an event and don't take it as an effect. Whatever you see. Don't label it. Labeling is you have concretized, crystallized a particular object. You have crystallized by projecting a name and form. Okay, let's put it that way. See? Space always remains space. And space is always, at any given moment, more pervasive than the pot space or the toilet space or the temple space or the satsang space. All the pots, all the halls, all the toilets, all the satsang spaces combined together also cannot be equal to space. Remember this. So therefore, space is more than that. Therefore, when our attention is on the name and form, and and when we say that they are born from the akshara tattva, this is that we have born from the pure consciousness. The pure consciousness became the mind. That out of pure consciousness, this spirit of Swami Paramananda and the spirit of all these people who are listening, all these have come out of that one truth. This is the biggest bluff. It cannot be possible. There is no coming and going. coming and going is a bluff. Creation, maintenance and destruction is a bluff. Just like the water always remains water. Let thousands and millions of waves be created, maintained and go get absorbed back, get dissolved. Water has never become more or it has never become less. Water continues to be water. Same way, this akshara tattva, this akshara purusha, this reality, this truth ever remains the same. No jiva has ever come out of it, no jiva is ever going back to it. This we have to recognize about ourselves, that we are birthless, deathless. Then the fear of survival will go out of our system. So just like in reality there is nothing like pot or hall or toilet or etc. There is only space. Similarly, there are no different jivas, there are no different people, there are no different individuals. There is only pure consciousness. Just like there are no different waves, there is only water. There are no different directions, there is only space. There are no different beings, there is only one reality. And this reality alone, as if, remember this word, as if, itself alone expresses at the relative level, because we are talking in relative here, alone expresses as Jeev Jagat Ishwar. With that, enough data there for you to digest, consolidate for the whole week. See how simple looking verse, how Adi Shankaracharya ji has elaborated it, commented, questioned, answered, so that we become very clear. How to think also is an art, and that is being taught by Adi Shankaracharya ji to us, so that we don't miss the point. We don't take the words at a superficial level. This is diving deep, not into the scripture. Through the scripture, listening to the scripture, diving deep within into ourselves, recognizing this principle, what was being told just now. Every word is created, every word is maintained, every word is getting dissolved. Every interaction, every event, every contact, every waking, every dream, every sleep is happening. Where is your attention? Is it on the unchanging principle, the akshara tattva, that I am the source? Why? I can't even call it the source. Space doesn't call itself the source, because the moment you say source, then cause and effect is created. Water doesn't say that I am the source of all the oceans and waves, because no, water doesn't say. Water remains as water. Maunam vyakhyat prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam. Remain silent. We'll look at the next verse in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly for a moment.